Hello, this is Brian again. Welcome to the next installment of my new way to Elsinore Peak hike. Now I'm a little ways back. I went through the uphill portion on the way back. There's a little branch right here. Just want to see if there's anything around here worth exploring. Sure looks like there is. Alright. It's another little use trail. Or something. It's a little more overgrown over here. See, there's that one knoll I came over. Well, I didn't go to the summit of it. Trail kind of bypassed it to the west. It's really thick over here. Here's Peak 3492. Again, if you watch my earlier clips of this set, it's not even on Peak Bagger. I imagine it's probably a very difficult peak to reach, because there are no use trails or fire breaks going up there. It's all completely off trail, cross country, probably scrambling too. I would assume there'll probably be some class 2 spots at least along the way. But I've tried looking at routes to get up there to try that one day, and there's no real easy way around it. You're gonna have to bushwhack. It's a guaranteed bet you're gonna have to bushwhack to get up to that peak. And its neighboring peak, you can't really see it from here. It's kind of lost on the other side of the mountain. But Peak 3451 actually has boulders on top, so you'll probably have some decent rock scrambling to get up there too. But I think the scramble up 3492 would probably be more, I want to say probably extremely steep soil. And again, you're going to have to bushwhack because, like I said, it's all off trail. And that area, except for a few minor spots, is pretty much covered in chaparral. It's not like a lot of the pine forest hikes that I do where going cross country is usually not that bad. You've seen a lot of my videos up in the Angeles National Forest and San Bernardino National Forest, where I'm completely off trail for significant portions of time. And I do some bushwhacking when there's some understory shrubs along the way. I do some bushwhacking, obviously, especially in gullies where shrubs and small trees like to congregate. But it's not like true chaparral. I've tried actually trying to get to the ridge near Peak 3492 on my December 2019 video set. I was across the road from Elsinore Peak and went up over a small mound, point 3448. I believe it's on the topo maps. I know it's on Peak Bagger. That's like a 150-foot climb up a hill. It's really just basically a cakewalk. Steep, but it's quick. But I tried going up and over that down to this shallow draw, and then trying to pinpoint my way to get to the ridge that's north of Peak 3492 to try to get to some little high points over there, and that did not pan out. I started to make my way up, but once the chaparral is fully developed in an area, you're very unlikely to be able to get through without extreme difficulty. And I'm not bringing a machete. I'm not gonna hack into the chaparral. It's just, I'm not gonna disturb it. If I really want to go through it that badly, and I can, I'll just have to do it the old-fashioned wiggle through the shrubs a bit. But I don't want to make trails. You know, especially in natural areas. But just like I like cross-country hiking. I think it's fun. That's why I do it a lot. And it also sometimes it's the only way to get to a certain peak or place is by going off the trail. I mean, honestly, I prefer having a trail, but if I'm confident about the layout of an area, I'm not afraid to go off the trail to go where I'm trying to go, provided I don't put myself in any undue danger or undue difficulty to where, like, oh boy, get myself in a situation where I go up something, then I have to come back down it. Sometimes, I've watched a lot of times on cross-country hikes, the downhill part is the worst part. It's more physically taxing on your heart and your lungs to go uphill because you're fighting gravity, but it's more technical going downhill. That's one reason why I'm really not a fan of doing anything more than basic class 3 scrambling. So I do kind of lose my balance sometimes. So there's the peak way back there already. But yeah, I just really don't like the going down part. Going up part's easier. Going down part is sketchier. Here we are back at the little knoll here. Could make it official. See if I can make a beeline for the summit over here. Yeah, this was the little trail that I came up. I was talking about, oh, I'm going to pass this knoll here and see what the view's like. But it looks like it's a nice clear way to get up here. Got this little bump right here. Sometimes I like to take the time to explore more of what an area has to offer. Elsinore Peak is no exception. We got a hefty toyon bush over there. There's a little game trail coming up here. Maybe this is where deer come up to survey their surroundings. Make sure they're not in danger. Oh, it's a cool little mini peak. Little mini peak. Oh, wow. That's why I like making these little side trips sometimes. It really takes you to some really interesting places. Wow, this is cool. I like this. Look at it, right down to Lake Elsinore. Just an opening in the clouds down there. You can kind of see that beautiful view. It's kind of cool looking from near the clouds down below the clouds. It's kind of neat to see that. That toyon right there. There's a little coast live oak tree and there's a toyon behind it. Toyon is beautifully thick with those little red pomes, red fruits on them. This is a cool little mound here. I think this is actually the highest point in this area until we start getting on the trail. I think that was that little bald spot right there, or that little grassy spot. That's the first little detour I made on the way down. I think I got bush loop lines. I'm not sure if those are silver or actual bush silver loop lines or grape silver. I have to wait till some of those loop lines are hard to tell apart. What's this over here? What's this? Ooh. yellow penstemon, or yellow beard tongue. That's actually in the genus Kekiella. This is Kekiella antirhinoides, subspecies antirhinoides. This one gets this one loves the hotter, more inland sections. You get Kekiella cordifolia, which likes coastal sage scrub and moist parts in sage scrub and chaparral and woodland, especially in woodland. And then you get this one who likes the dry, open hills. This one sheds its leaves in the summer and is usually pretty barren, or at least mostly so. Some areas in Temescal Valley are completely covered in this shrub. I remember doing an April hike up to Santiago Peak, up Indian Truck Trail, before the Holy Fire burned it, and there were a couple slopes that were just completely covered in this, in the Santa Ana Mountain foothills, and also on the other side in the Temescal Mountains, and it was yellow because the shrub was in bloom. You get these beautiful bright yellow flowers come springtime, and I just remember parts of Temescal Valley were just completely lit in yellow because there were tons and tons of this shrub, and it's just sprouting new leaves for the rainy season. It's one of those summer deciduous shrubs. Once the dry season kicks in, usually towards late spring and to midsummer, the leaves will start falling off of these guys. And then almost like vines, almost, but I don't think they really twine around anything. I don't think that's in their nature. This is Lonicera subspicata, variety denudata. Here. And they get those little white honeysuckle flowers, and those red berry-like fruit, which I'm not sure if they're edible. So if I were you, I wouldn't go picking on them. But I like to get them, get the fruit. Try to grow the plant, yes, because I love growing orchids. There's more honeysuckle down there. There's that beautiful toyon. Here's another one of those shrubby lupines. Most of our lupines are annual herbs. They're herbaceous plants. But we get these shrubby ones. This one's actually a fully woody shrub. This is either Lupinus excubitus, the grape soda lupine, a variety of grape soda lupine, or it could be Lupinus albifrons, variety albifrons. They're both shrubby lupines. See, the grape soda lupine, there are at least two varieties of it. One variety is more of an herbaceous subshrub, and the other grape soda lupine is a full woody shrub. So it's kind of interesting how there's quite a bit of a difference in them. Here's this beautiful toyon right here, breathtaking. Still has some of its fruit left on it. Beautiful red pomes. So yeah, these are not real berries. These are not true berries. Well, a lot of people call them berries because they look like berries and they're small, but they're actually pomes. They're like apples. They're structurally like apples. Actually, toyon is fairly closely related to apple. This is a very nice, luscious toyon right here. Beautiful shrub. Some of there's still some green fruit on it, so it's still got some ripening going on. But one legend is this is how Hollywood got its name by, they also call this California holly. It's not related to hollies, it's in the rose family, like apples, peaches, pears, chamise, birchleaf circocarpus. It's in the rose family, but it's obviously most closely related to apples, quinces, pears, service berries, hawthorns. They all have the pomiferous fruit with the little core inside. But this is quite a luscious toyon. I've seen them get larger than this, but this one's got some large trunks in there. So this one's been around for a while without any disturbance. Despite the whole entire area, the rest of the area was pretty much burnt or disturbed. But luckily this toyon was able to persist over here. This is a beautiful shrub. This is a beautiful toyon. I've always loved toyons. Ever since I was a kid, I always thought these things were the neatest shrubs. I mean, now I say that about every shrub, but shrub and tree and plant and whatever, but just really love looking at the fruits on them. Beautiful. I know these ones are already way past ripe, and looks like they're starting to, I guess, they're starting to rot. I guess like I can't think of a better word for it right now, but there's still a lot of, I still see some green pomes in here, so this one will still have some ripening fruit for a while. And I like the dense habit of this one. You can see this one's probably very mature, so it's not growing really fast and vigorous anymore. So it's very twiggy. When it's twiggy, you can tell it's, you know, it's slowed down in its growth rate, and it's nice and twiggy. It's just a beautiful shrub. I'm just really entranced by this guy. It's a beautiful, beautiful shrub here. That's one thing I love about the chaparral. It's a variety of shrubs and trees. That's part of what makes me happy, is being around all this stuff. It really does. It's a cool little summit here. Worth coming up for a little side trip. I'm gonna follow this little game path. Looks like it goes back to the trail. I'll just go follow this game path over here. The trail's just down here. I can see it. So where the trail's not quite as distinct as it was earlier. So I can just follow this little game trail here. It's probably the ones where the deer used to come up here. So I like recording these videos. I just like showing people how wonderful things are. Things in the world are just so awesome. When you take time to get to know them. See, this is going to connect. See, here's another little used trail here. This is the one I went up, I believe. I think this is the one I went up. But like I said, this area's got amazing trails, so that's why you got to kind of, you know, pay attention where you're going. But I know there's another trail over here. I don't see my footprints over here. Oh yeah, I do see my footprints. So this is the one I came up earlier. This is one where I guess I kind of bared left. So there's another trail over here. Yeah, see, this is the way I went up to the left of the knoll. This is the area. I guess this is where I bore left, because you can also go this way. I don't know where that goes. I haven't been over to that area. But yeah, it's starting to clear up. The clouds are lifting. We're not in the fog anymore. Oh, I see a bunch of onion plants. Look at these young onion plants growing over here. I think these are onions. Species of onion? I don't know. Here's a sad thing. Well, I'll relay that on the next clip, because I'm losing battery power. I'm gonna have to switch to my next batteries. So I'll see you on the next clip, and we'll see how we are by then.